I've been seeing a particular question in the comments ever since I started reading on Nick Reiner. So, you know what? Let's embrace it and get into it. Hello everyone, I am Lady Zelda with Seeing Crime in the House of Zelda. It is Thursday, January 8th of 2026, and I've been seeing this particular comment ever since I've been reading for Nick Reiner. So I'm going to preface this by saying I am not diagnosing. I am not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. I am a reader. And with that being said, I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. It's going to be up to you to decide what you feel the final verdict is, because I'm not going to diagnose Nick. He's already been diagnosed with a severe schizophrenic disorder, which is very sad for him. And this, I'm going to just say, this is extremely tragic, this particular situation. But there's always a story. Always. I've been doing this for too long to not know. There's always a story. And the DSM believes that as well. The DSM is the Diagnostic and Statistical, if I can say that correctly, Manual of Mental Disorders. It is the classification manual that when people have unfortunate mental disorders, that is what is sought out. It's a manual to help describe what is seen, what is not seen, and it helps doctors especially diagnose patients. It's a modern framework. It just has one lens, and it's not the only lens humans ever use, but it's primarily the one. And experiences exist long before the DSM even had a name for them. But here's why I'm bringing this up. Not very long ago, the DSM added possession language to the manual. Yeah, possession, as in demonic possession language. And it is because behavior sometimes feels foreign, and even a person experiencing it can't understand it, and especially doctors can't. So modern psychology now uses clinical language, and historically these experiences were described using spiritual language. My question is there something like that happening with Nick Reiner? Did this happen with Nick Reiner? I keep, and I read off screen. You don't see me all the time read. But my question is, he continuously shows up as though someone else is there. Was this just a fabrication from him? Now, before we go on, I want to say this. The DA and the police department have verified that Michelle Reiner did not say anything about Nick doing this. That's what the DA and the police officers are saying, that Michelle did not say anything as far as Nick committing this crime. So I just want to get that out there. I want to do a speed round. That's why we're here. So I believe the house has a lot to do with it. I believe his growing up has a lot to do with it. He's in a definite altered state. He's coherent sometimes, and other times you can tell that unfortunately there's a serious issue there. The Reiners were spending $70,000 a month on his mental health. That's a lot. And I'm going to say this. He's a man, right? But he was technically in the custodial care of his parents. So that definitely, and unfortunately, what else are you going to do? Let's do a speed round. Because I'm going to tell you what, I think that house is a part of the story. I think that there's other parts that are a part of the story. Other things can add into this. If he even played around with a Ouija board or something, I'm not saying that this replaces his diagnosis. Let's get that straight. I'm not saying that at all, so don't come at me. But I just want to do a speed round and see where this takes us, because there's something there I can't get to. And it might be dangerous if I even try to get closer to that. So let's see. Because I just feel that some situations sit in a space between explanation and understanding. And that's why we're here. Can you tell me? Can you tell me, Nick Reiner, give us an indication of where he is. Is this possibly possession? Ooh. Blessed day. Look at this. In the shadow realm. And you can, my darlings, be possessed and still have a blessed day. I've seen it. Now, I'm not a demonologist. I'm not an exorcist, but I've seen it. And I've had experience with it. And you can have, I'm just going to say, let's talk about this. A split personality, where underneath you're feeling like this, like there's something in the shadows watching and guiding and directing you. And then on the other side of the coin, you're having a very blessed day. And that can definitely happen. What can you tell us? Can you tell us more? Is the house involved with any type of possession or possessive behavior? This card wanted to stick around. Looking from the outside in, that there is an inner realm within that house, waiting. Union, yes. I'm going to take that as a yes, because a union can be coming together and joining together. And you see, this is opposites also attract. What more can you tell us about the house? Was something brought in that stuck to my thumb? That we can't count that. Here we go. Was something brought in for Nick that perhaps made this worse on him? Because let's face it, when you're dealing in that level, anything of the lower astral, including demonic, right? Demonic will jump onto you. Take advantage of. And that's what I feel with Nick. He was taken advantage of, if that is the case. Ooh. Oh. Mrs. Fonda. That house was Henry Fonda's home. And did Jane Fonda's mother do that? She bought a ticket to paradise for herself in that home. Oh. Wisdom, yeah. Got to be smart about these things, because sometimes it depends on if Mrs. Fonda was there and if There was a particular reason that she elected to do this to herself. This card came out. Oh my, what is it? What is it? We have this card so often. I've named this card the Last Ordinary Minute. Now, I did an explanation on this card. If you want to go up, I will link it right up in here and at the end of this video. It's actually on True Oracle's site. You can go over there and you can see it. If I can't get it to link to it's a different channel. If I can't get it to link, look in the description. And I may just put it in the comments. But this is the last minute that things are ordinary, before they take that turn, before a decision has been made of chaos, waiting, watching, wondering. So this is before the last minute. This is the last minute grounding. That's the last minute things are grounding. That's the last minute things were grounded. Then there was a decision. Then there was a decision to take the lives of two people, whomever did it. It could be Nick, but it could be something in Nick's body. It could be that. Let's just go there for a minute. I'm not saying it is, because the poor man has severe problems. But this can be added onto it, right? And changing medication. Okay. I'm going to say that this could represent, because this was the last ordinary minute, this comes up. This is a female. Could this be Mrs. Fonda? Could that have been in the concealment, hiding, putting things away, not wanting things to be seen, concealed ID? Let's take a look at this card again. Overlooking this particular situation here, knowing that something is going to happen. Did Mrs. Fonda have something to do with this? That goes along with this concealment card. Could that have been that something was held away? Passion. It's a crime of passion, all right. And I'm going to say this. I think as time goes on, we may hear some things about Nick's diagnosis and who he felt was there, because it shows up constantly in my cards. Because I'm going to tell you, I read the energy, and if his energy is projecting that someone else was there, which I believe, because the cards don't lie. There's no reason. When you read energy, energy cannot lie. It's physically and impossible, and from a physics standpoint, a lie is impossible. You can't manufacture a lie. Not in that realm. So there was an open door, perhaps a promise, perhaps something that remained unanswered. Overcome fear. So was there a fear factor with Nick? Was there a fear factor with Nick? Did something happen? Fear factor with Nick. This is that moment when you feel something is lurking in the shadows, and it may never be. It may just be something that you feel is there. But I'm going to tell you, that's what I get, is that he felt something. You see this shadow back here, and there's a hand coming out. Yeah, these cards are dark, and they're meant to be that way because it makes you look into them that much more. And you see, there's always a witness to everything, always. And a remnant of information. Change. With this chameleon here, change. Did he want the circumstances to change? Was he looking for change? Was there change that he needed? I do not believe this is textbook case, obviously. Don't need to be a psychic to know that. But also that there is an answer if someone looks for it. If someone digs for it, if someone looks for it, there's always an answer. Cast away negativity with the snake and the sword. He was wanting to get away from the negative, the scary stuff, the fear. He wanted to change. He wanted a change. Sometimes people can't handle it and they mentally break in order to be able to handle things. Who knows? Yes, there at some point will be some type of confessional one way or another. One thing I do know, he's not going to walk away from this. We all know that. It's going to be one thing or another. Do I feel resilience? And that sly as a fox. That is something that Nick has. But one thing I will tell you, I do not believe that the DA will be looking for that particular penalty that starts with a D. Do not believe that he will. He knows there's an issue there. I think there will be a satisfaction of him life sentence one way or another. You see, this is a card where plans are made. Now, I'm not saying that Nick made plans with somebody else to have this happen. It may not have been somebody in the physical, I can tell you that. And for those of you who don't think those things happen, well, I'm here to tell you, they certainly do. Navigation. It's a matter of navigating through and parsing through, researching, figuring out. I know that Alan Jackson knows a lot, and he's passing that knowledge off to the public defender that he's got, that Nick has. Mindfulness. It does take a particular set of mindful arguments, research, setting the tone, organizing. But I'm going to tell you what I feel set Nick off. Was a particular gift or a particular lack of gift. That's what I'm getting. We'll do more. We'll do more. So now law enforcement is definitely taking over. There will be justice. There will be justice. But the scales need to balance. And they need to let go of things. So that way they can, whatever happened, if it happened, needs to come out so they can judge this properly. For Nick's sake, and for Rob and Michelle's sake. And banish a curse. Yep, that's what I'm getting. Banish the curse. And it's going to take a different pathway, my darlings. Still doesn't close the mystery, does it? See you next time.